harvesting the rabbit manure now. They're set up in their cages. These ones got sections in them, 3 sections, 3 sections, 2 sections. So there's 8 rabbits out here between these 3 cages. It's got the tarp where it rolls out. The manure drops down from the hardware cloth inside, and then it's easy harvest, 10 gallons a day. And I want to, at some point, 15, 20, but 10 is a lot. It's $40 about a day, and that's a solid revenue stream, very reliable, and it's very valuable, truly. That's undervalued. 1 silver, $20. It's good right now. I love it. But this stuff is so valuable for my garden, for my fabric pots in the grow rooms. And, well, I'm going to keep them churning. Keep it going. This is Rumpelstiltskin's method of churning straw into gold. And it's a good method because it's actually hay churning into garden gold. And what I'm going to do is keep rabbits now. Where rabbits sell for like $50, they produce in a month that $50 in their manure. Sifting this and concentrating it in like a bucket or whatever, all the liquids end up saturating the little bits of hay and the manure. And yes, that's great. It's awesome. It's what I've been working on. I'm setting up another hutch right now downstairs in the basement to build the systems bigger. And I'm going to get more rabbits at the end of the month, Californian breed. I'm going to get 6 of them, and that's going to be a new addition to add to these hutches for this manure operation. This is about a day's worth, and it all captures on the tarp, angled downward, attached on the underside of the cage, and it all drops down, funnels down into these tubs. A lot of times it'll do what it's doing now and build up, but it's easy to get to with a broom or even my hand and just push it into the tub. Take these tubs to my sifting station where I can sift it further and get the hay that's in there, most of it out. It'll leave just little pieces, bits and pieces of hay, and all that gets saturated with the urine, so it's very fertile, and it's great. And in here, building new hutches now. You see this? This is 9 by 3, and it's got tubs underneath to catch the same way with a tarp, stretching the whole span of the cage here, of this hutch. And it's open right now, so it's actually built like a colony setting where it's easier to feed and give them their water. I'm able to sell it all with Facebook, eBay, Etsy. People really like this stuff. It's really valuable. There's a lot of people looking for it. Setting up the hardware cloth for the side of the hutch here, and I am stapling it to the boards and also using the metal that it was wrapped in. I'm using that to tie these corners together, twisting them every so often. Build the top. I put 4 whole potatoes in each of these 10-gallon pots with the tomato cages around them. I'm going to keep the airflow really nice. Right now I have the fan off for the camera. The fan keeps blowing in here 80% of the time, and then that keeps flow. So hopefully there's no mite issue like there was 2 years ago with the potatoes. And I'm going to keep water, just enough water, not to try to get it splashed up everywhere and on the floors, because that creates more humidity than necessary. And that should work. I'll space them out real good and keep that airflow. And I can really get the potatoes pumping in here. Keep them succession planting with the seeds that I have sitting right here beautifully. Red, russet, and gold. Lemon tree is magnificent. It smells wonderful with the thorns, so it says stay away. other one downstairs. Same thing's gonna get built after this one.
Planting garlic, trimming cannabis, and building rabbit hutches. What a week, what a week. I already planted a bunch, probably just this much has already been put in the ground yesterday, and I put it in 3 different locations. I'm gonna go find 1 location, maybe 2 more, and put the rest of this garlic here. It's not the largest garlic this year, but it's my garlic, and it will come back and grow even bigger next year with more fertility in the soils as I build them. Generations to come, it will get larger and larger and stronger. Here I have kale coming in next to the potatoes now, starting to poke through the waterway cut to irrigate when the channel fills. It's filling now up there because the water runs from up top, comes and fills. I gotta carve it out a bit better to get the flow increased and continue working on that. And in here I'm popping holes roughly 6 inches apart. You can stagger effect a bit. I'm starting to down here so they're offset, and my kale are growing. One here, here, here. As they grow, I pick away the lower limbs and it prunes it, and I feed that and eat that. As the plants grow, it'll have light in there for these to really start to sprout up for the fall here, and then in the spring next year they will grow and grow me my garlic and intercrop with the kale and the garlic growing in between each other. So give it a nice place to rest in there. It'll get covered up. In the end, I'll scoot the dirt around it, and then I'll hit it with the rabbit manure and the hay, and that mix there when I go and do some sifting. And I'll really mulch this up real nice. Tomatoes, real fresh. I like them crispy as they're turning ripe. That's the stage I like to eat them. The green beans, there's purple teepee, and then green bean, is it provider? It's a basic type that I have a lot of seed of. And these are rattlesnake pole beans that dried up out there. I planted a few and one of them grew and I got the seeds. So I'm going to seed save these for 2nd generation. This is zucchini that's now growing in the front yard. Carrots are young and little. I want the nutrition back in my diet. And then here is peppers, some green peppers, eggs, and that makes up the batter, which is my bread. Beans, carrots, bell pepper, and tomatoes. They're still ripening as I eat them. I like them like that. While they're coming in, that's how fresh things are around here. This is greens, and then this goes onto the egg sandwich. And I eat the egg sandwich, bites of that. I'll eat a tomato every time I take a bite. And those 2 things in conjunction right there are amazing. Yeah, you see I don't have a big fridge. I have a little fridge. It's a mini fridge. In it is some meat and then some rice from the other night. That's all that I ever have, if there's even that. A lot of times this just sits empty now. Pick it, harvest it as I need it to eat it. And buy in bulk things like the flour, the honey, and the coffee. Other few ingredients like salts and cinnamons and syrups. All that stuff that can be bought in bulk from organic sources. Foods should be ingredients. They shouldn't have ingredients. So I got these big old catfish from my neighbor. He gave me a bag of meat. That's really nice of him. Over here, I'm going ahead and using those catfish carcass to plant my potatoes. I've been doing that with carcasses as well as the rabbit manure. This right here is my sifting station. So you see here 5-gallon buckets. One's full. This one's almost full. A couple days worth of manure buildup inside and in the colony has made this. It will be 2 buckets full. Right now that's 5 gallons a day. And when I'm fully done with the systems in there, it should be 10 gallons or really close per day. And I go ahead and move it around until it all falls through, mostly pretty much all of it, and then I get what's left of the hay, throw it in a bucket, and then I use this for mulching the gardens. And even putting down this manure, I just laid a whole bucket in where I just put some brassicas for the fall. So that was really cool, and then I mulched over it with this hay also, which is saturated in the urine and has chunks of manure, even duck manure in there from the colony. So that's really good stuff. It's going to break down, build my soils. It'll be the most amazing thing that I can even think of. It truly is garden gold. Stack of hay. Real good stuff. He said it was the second cut, real nutritious. I'm going to build a water catchment system out here, or two, with tarps. The tarps, they angle like the rabbit manure catching systems, and it drips, the water falls into a bucket, whatever, catch it that way. And that's a good thing to have set up. So I got to get more tarps, have that ready to go. I can mount one here in the back. There's a couple good spots I can put one, two, and then in an event I can capture water by rain. 2 buckets every 2 days. Now let's see if I can double that.